broadcaster.
9:37 exactly, and of course the good news is that South Africa is officially off the UK red list, and that was as of yesterday. What does that mean to us as South Africans, and how does that then kickstart our economy? Director of Strategic Development and Planning at BDO, Christelle Grohmann, is here to talk to us about this bit of good news. Christelle, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Julie. Thank you for having me.
Lovely to have you on the show, and really good news indeed, is it not?
Oh, it's fantastic news. I mean, I can't tell you. I think that it's probably one of the biggest things the industry has been waiting for. Other than the vaccine passport and other measures to put in place to actually just get us back to really moving. So, people think it's just okay, it's one country or one set of countries isn't that important, but this also gives a lot of support to other countries, and just making it look like South Africa is safe to travel to, and giving that confidence. Confidence at this stage is the word. We need that market confidence, and this just builds into that market confidence even more.
And undoubtedly, South Africa has been directly responsible for getting other African countries off the red list as well. Just by all of our scientists interacting with the UK scientists and our Department of Foreign Affairs Minister Naledi Pandor and other such people engaging with government officials across the water, obviously has made a huge difference.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it also showcases the knowledge that our scientific community has, because that is what finally opened up the doors. It was for these two scientific communities to get together, understand what they're dealing with in those countries, and the impact. So I think that is also very, very good news, because that kind of collaboration is what is needed in tourism. And obviously in economy, it's not just tourism is affected, it's all kind of trade that is positive.
Now, you're a strategic development planner. Let's look at this at a macro level in terms of how we as South Africa now get ready for hopefully the influx of tourists, much needed tourism. Obviously, I'm thinking of small businesses, small restaurants, B&Bs. I'm talking about large-scale hotels. I'm thinking about unemployed people that were in the hospitality industry in the past. How do they all now get started again? Christelle, are you there? Hello. Okay, we seem to have lost Christelle at a very crucial... Oh, there you are, Christelle.
There were quite a few
Christelle, sorry, Christelle.
To look at opening, and many of them did
okay, Christelle, sorry, you're breaking up.
So
Christelle?
Open up all of those, but I think we need to look at this from a broad economy point of view. So, people immediately think leisure tourism. Yes, absolutely. It is. September is normally the start of our foreign leisure season, when we get much busier. Obviously now we'll have a slightly later start, but it will certainly give a lot of kudos and a lot of impact on that over the festive season going into next year, early next year, so that we can just get that boost to get things going. But there's also the business industry. So we're starting to get meetings going again, businesses interacting with each other. We know they've been doing things online, but there's nothing like a face-to-face meeting to really establish relationships, re-establish relationships better. So definitely for that is good. I'm thinking of areas such as the film industry. that has been significantly affected also by this. And, some of the film industry, particularly short films, and having foreign companies and productions being shot in South Africa, that's quite big business for some of these. That they often one-man bands, they often smaller production companies, and they fall right into the SME field. So all of that gets affected. I think a lot of people don't realize things like the furniture industry has been affected, linen, all of these things. Obviously, the food industry, because these hotels have not had so many people, so therefore you don't need to kind of stock. So it really does have a filter-down effect on the industry. It's not just about tourism. It is very much about the economy.
Absolutely. Okay, can you hear me loudly and clearly, because there was a bit of static on the line and I missed the first part of your response to my question. So can you hear me clearly?
Really sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, brilliant. How do we move forward in all of this? I mean, we've been in a state of I don't know, limbo for the past 18 or more months. How do we kickstart ourselves into top gear?
There's already quite a few programs and processes out there. If you look at the South African Tourism Association sector, they've got quite a few campaigns that they're running which talk to protection, unification. I guess if you can let's bring it all together again. With the UK, and these things are going out. From the industry perspective, particularly if you look at the trade, the tourism operators, they've been ready. They have campaigns that are going out there. Certainly, if a tourism will kick off with their campaigns, there are quite a few events that are starting to be planned, so there's festivals, etc. From that perspective. One market that does need, I think, very specific, clear interaction is now the business market. So this would now be for the tourism industry, and I guess the business industry, to get together and get their confidence to get the business travel back up and feel confident that it's not only essential travel, but we can now broaden the travel in all aspects. So there are campaigns in place. And I would suggest for anybody that's in the tourism industry, link in, go online, have a look at some of the tourism programs that are in place, and just put yourself out there. I would also really, really ask our banking industry and our finance industry. I know government has been looking at how do we put some programs in place that deals with working capital, because that is a big thing that many of our businesses need. They've been using whatever reserves they've had to basically just stay alive. So therefore, to now start getting a lot of these businesses open, bringing staff back on, there is going to be a need for some working capital. I know the provincial industries are also looking at it, the provincial tourism departments for tourism and trade. They are looking at this as well, and how can they help. So I think it is just link in with your various organizations and ask and go onto the net and see what is available, because there's definitely programs that look at let's do this before, let's get started.
Of course, this is also a kickstart as far as local domestic tourism is concerned. People have been locked down for so long that they can't wait to get out and be free, in inverted commas, once again. That will also give the economy quite a boost. What about how do B&Bs that have shut down as well, how do they get started as well?
But for them, obviously, it's a lot faster. A lot of the money is needed, is a lot smaller to get going. So the first thing would be to start getting some of those bookings in. Some of them have been achieving it through local bookings, the domestic market. There has been some small travel market, but I think one big thing for B&Bs is to really go out there and show through their marketing that they are safe, that they're following the protocols. And I think this is something that we have to get clear. This is This is not just go back to business as usual. You need to show that you're following the protocols. You need to communicate out there that we have it in place on a establishment by establishment basis, that we're doing the right thing, and therefore get themselves back out there. Again, it is a very good thing for them to link in with a local tourism association, and that the local association works back up with the national associations, where there are bigger programs, so that all of that can be coordinated and done in a coordinated fashion. But certainly, as the bookings start coming in, and I guess it's basically saying we're open for operation. We are still here because a lot of them have gone quiet. So that would be the first thing to do.
Christelle, we've kind of honed in on the hospitality industry, but it is huge in our country and it is responsible for hundreds of thousands of jobs. And once we get this industry on its feet, get it going again, it's going to have a very positive ripple effect right across the board.
Okay, so think about it for, the economy is so connected. So as I said, for the tourism industry, they support the linen industry. So there's beds, there's furniture, there's all of these things that need to come in. There's obviously the food products that is needed in any of these hotels. All of those get connected to companies that supply the industry that gets moving. I've mentioned the film industry. To me, that is a direct benefit because they can now also open and have international production come back in to shoot in South Africa, which is a very important part of that industry. But also things like car rental. So obviously the number of cars that could be bought by your car rental agencies had decreased. So there's all these vehicles that need to get back on the road, maybe some purchasing again. And so definitely the downstream effect is what we want. That is what is important about that for the entire economy.
Okay, my final question to you, and a short answer, please. What sort of challenges can we kind of expect to see going forward?
So one of the challenges would be is if we do something wrong. So if we have establishments that don't follow the protocols, that and then this obviously gets into the media and it becomes an issue. So we need to be sure that we can be trusted, and we need to follow those rules, and we need to do it right. That is a big challenge. And I believe the industry is up to it, but everybody needs to play their role. And then secondly, just for those small businesses to have that working capital to start, that's going to be a challenge for many businesses. So definitely for government to, in any of those programs that is directly related to this, let's just get there faster. Let's open it up faster to these businesses.
Absolutely. Christelle Grohmann, Director Strategic Development and Planning at BDO, talking to us about the good news that obviously we are off the UK red list as of yesterday, and that means that we are looking forward to an absolutely bumper year in festive season to kickstart this economy. Thank you indeed for your thoughts and insights, and have a wonderful week ahead. It is exactly 9:51. We'll be back with you in a minute or two with Claire Bidwell, co-founder of the Let Kashmir Decide.